Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Shastava and welcome to Code with BK. So in this video, we write Java code solution for question 6 of ICSE 2025 Computer Applications Board's Specimen Paper, which is this question. So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel, because out of 100 viewers, only 2 to 3 are subscribed. More than 95% of my audience is not subscribed, and a subscription is very important. So please do subscribe to my channel. So let's begin. So we have to write Java code solution for question 6 of ICSE 2025 Computer Applications Board Specimen Paper, and this is the question. Take a minute and give this a reading. Okay. So you have to define a class to accept values into a 4x4 array. The size of the array, size of the 2D array is given. It is fixed 4x4, and you have to display the sum of each row. Okay. So if this is our sample 2D array of size 4x4, you have to print something like this: sum of row 1, sum of row 2, sum of row 3, sum of row 4. Okay. And from my assumption, you just have to print the sums. You just have to print sum is 10, 26, 16, 11. You don't have to print this part. The assumption is that this is just given for explanation, that the sum 10 equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Similarly, sum 26 equal to 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 and so on. Okay. And we will also see if we can print this part as well. Okay. Along with the sum. All right. And you have to define a class. So you will have to write your own class with your own set of memory methods and functions, and they should be solving this entire problem. So we will need a data member that will be a 2D array to store this 4x4 array. We might also take a data member to store the size. We will need a function to find the sum of each row. We will need a function to accept values into this 2D array, and then we'll need a function to print the sum of all rows. Okay, so I'm going to write class question 6. So you can name the class anything you want. This is the solution to question 6. That's why I'm naming this class question 6. Okay, the data member to store the 2D int array. Okay, so this is going to be private int arr. Okay, and also I'll take the data member to store the size. This is really not needed because size is basically 4 into 4. Number of rows, number of columns are the same. Okay, but I'll take private int size. Okay, all right, I will create a default constructor. Okay, and the job of this default constructor is going to be constructing this array, because if you don't have this default constructor, if you don't provide this, Java will provide its own default constructor, and in that case arr is going to be null and size is going to be 0. Okay, we don't want that. We want size equal to 4 and arr to be allocated memory to hold 4x4 integers. Okay, so I'll say size first is 4. Okay, and since size is a constant, we should declare it static and final, which I'll show you at the end of this video. Okay, for now size equals to 4 is going to be fine. Then create the array. So I say arr equal to new int size by size. Okay, and by default all the values in this array is going to be 0. So if you create an array of size 4 into 4, okay, 4 rows and 4 columns. So index 0, 1, 2, 3, index 0, 1, 2, 3, all these values are by default 0. Okay, so the default constructor is supposed to do this. Okay, then we need a method to accept values into this 2D array. Okay, so you say public void accept. Okay, to read values into this 2D array, we'll need a scanner class object scanner system dot in. Okay, and I'll say ask the user to enter values for each row. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to prompt the user to enter 4 integers for each row, because the size of my array is 4 into 4. So each row is going to store 4 values. Okay, for int I equal to 0 for each row size I plus plus. Okay, ask the user to enter 4 integers for this row. Okay, pass this out. We'll say enter 4 integers for row. Okay, and we can prompt the row number as well. Okay, so printing prompts is usually not a part of the requirement, but you should add print statements for your prompts, because this will give a visual idea to the reader of the code that you're asking the user to enter values, right? Not mandatory, but highly recommended. Okay, then we say for int j equal to 0, j is less than size j plus plus. Okay, we read values into this array, so I say arr of ij is scanner dot next int. Okay, so I expect the user to enter 4 integers space separated in one single line, which will be read by this loop. In each iteration, a scanner dot next int is call is made, which is going to extract an integer from the input. So 4 integers read into this ith array, into this ith row. Okay, all right. So this is going to read values into my array. I need another method to find the sum of a row. Okay, so I'm going to say public int find row sum, and I'm going to pass row, which is going to be a 1D array. All right, because if you look at this array, this is my ARR. Okay, this is a row. Okay, row number 0, row index 0, sorry. This is a row index 1. This is a row index 2. Okay, so if ARR is your 2D array, okay, has 2 dimensions, then you can pass the row as ARR of I. This is going to pass this ith row as one single dimensional array, because a row is a single dimensional array. Okay, so these 3 values are going to be ARR of 0. You're just passing the row. These 4 values into one single dimensional array are going to be ARR of 1. This is ARR of 0. This is ARR of 1. Similarly, this is going to be ARR of 2, and this is going to be ARR of 3. Okay, so when you use the name of the variable that is holding the 2D array and you pass only the first indexed, then you're passing the row. All right, so find row sum, and this is basically a row which will pass from the function that will print row sums. So I'm going to say sum all the values in this row. So int sum is 0 for int I in row, sum plus equal to I, and return sum. Okay, the next is method to print the sum of all rows. Okay, so I'll say public void, the return type is void in this case, print, okay, row sums. All right, and it does not take any parameter because the data member ARR is a part of this class. Okay, all I have to do is iterate each row, call this function, and print the row, print the sum. Okay, for each row. So this is going to be for int I equal to 0, I less than size I plus plus. Okay, find the sum. Okay, int row sum is going to be find row sum, and as I told you, you pass the ith row as ARR of I. Okay, this will pass the ith row as one single dimensional array, okay, which is passed here. Okay, print the sum. So you print the sum as sum of row 1. Okay, sys out sum of row 1 is going to be plus I plus 1 plus equal to plus row sum. Okay, and we are not printing the part in this parenthesis for now. We'll see how we do that, okay, at the end of this video. So we are printing the sum, and that is what we are doing for each row, and that is what this function is supposed to do. That's it. Okay, all right. So a class that is supposed to fulfill all these requirements, okay, define a class with 4 values and display sum of each row is done. All right, there is no requirement that says you have to write a main function and you have to create object all functions, but I'm going to do that because I need to test the code as well. Okay, so in my main I'm going to say question 6 equal to new question 6. Okay, question 6 dot accept first. All right, and that's why I have to I wrote my default constructor separately, so that when an object of this class is created, size is set to 4 and the memory to the array is allocated. Okay, question 6 dot accept and question 6 dot print row sums. Okay, because this is gonna print the sum for each row, and this is the helper method to find the sum of each row. Okay, all right, so let me just run this. So I need to enter 4 integers for row 1, which in my example are 1 2 3 4, 1 space 2 space 3 space 4. When I press enter, I need to enter integers for row 2, which is 5 6 7 8. Okay, for row 3 1357, okay, and for row 4 2531, okay, 10 26 16 11, which is fine. Okay, sum of row 1 2 3 4, that's the output. Okay, if you want we can have, okay, a change of line after accept and output. Okay, also we will try to print this part in the parenthesis, okay, which is basically, if you look at this is just basically printing the values of the row, okay, followed by a plus sign. So after you print the sum which is happening here, okay, print the values of the row in the parenthesis. Okay, so you start with an open parenthesis, you don't change a line, okay, and you end with a closing parenthesis and you change a line. Okay, and we change this to print and not println because we don't want to change the line after just printing the row sum. We want to change the line after we print row sum followed by these values. Okay, so I iterate the values of this row j is less than size j plus plus. Okay, I say system.out.print arr of I comma j. Okay, and you have to print a plus sign if there is a value to add. Now how do I know if there is a value to add? If j plus 1 is less than size, this follow this by a plus sign. Okay, on the same reline, you don't have to change a line, so plus, okay, and then change a line. All right, so this should give me the output the way it is mentioned. Okay, so for row 1 we have values 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 5 6 7 8, then we have 1 3 5 7 1 3 5 7, and then we have 2 5 3 1. Okay, and you see we get the output the way it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 5 plus 6 plus 9 plus 8 1 3 5 7 2 5 3 1. Let us change this to some other values, say 2 45 6 1 8 33 42 8. Okay, 3 4 4 2 and 1 1 1 1 4 13 91 54. Okay, so this code to find the sum of each row works. All right, and you can do without size. Okay, you can just replace size by 4 everywhere. Okay, you don't have to have a size as a separate data member. Okay, when I run this, I can simply say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. Okay, works the same. All right, and conventionally when you have a constant that is supposed to be used in a class, we use something like private static final int. Okay, because we don't want to change the size of this, and we set this to 4, and we don't need this. Okay, because once you declare a final value, you cannot reset it, so that's why you get a red line here. Okay, this value is final. Okay, all right, and we refactor this to uppercase, because by default constants are named in all uppercase in Java. Right, and this looks much better to me. All right, this all is not mandatory for you, this is just for knowledge, right? So when I run this again, I should get the same output 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. All right, okay, so this was the solution to question 6 of ICSE 2025 Computer Applications Board's specimen paper. I hope you like this video and this was helpful. So if there are any doubts, there are parts you do not understand in this video, please let me know in the comments. I always try to answer all your comments, and you can also let me know in the comments if there's a question you want to solve or the concept you want to discuss. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.